没有你巨高，你可能比我高一点点。
没有，我只要站在你旁边就不会。
好。好的。
还得装模作样说英语，你准备好了吗？
对。等一下，那个，你先挑几个片子，这样我就可以主动跟你说我要拉哪个。
哦，啊，这样吗？
你看看。
想拉什么都可以。我完全是没有什么。
看一下。
就是。
哦，这个就不行，这个不行，这个我拉不了。这个阿帕拉契亚拉不了一点。其他的感觉还行。
你就是 random 挑。
好。
因为真的是每个人都。
那我
等你拉完我再开始。
那我是一段拉完，然后你讲，一段一段，就是拉完一个，然后讲一个，这样子。
你想怎么样？你觉得怎么样比较舒服？
就一个一个来。
中。你拉到你说啊烦死了就可以就结束了。我们没有什么时长的规定，就是非常的随意。
好，那我们开始说英语吧。
你就开始拉完之后，我开始讲的时候，我就开始用英文讲就好了。
先对个音。
咱们主打就是一个演。Great, it's really, really good. I really like a lot of things you do. Love your sound. I love the fluidity, because a lot of people think it's Brahms, so the sound gets stuck, the bow gets stuck, it's too heavy. You don't have any of that problem, it's really good. So I just have two things I would remind you of. I don't think there's anything wrong with your playing. I think to my taste, if we want to show right away to the committee that first this is Brahms, and I know his style very well, and here's it right away. And second one is I know how it sounds like with the whole orchestra. So the two things we want to show them. So what can we do to show them the first one or two bars of the music? Because we have 6, 7 notes, and we want to do that just through those 6, 7 notes, basically. So, what do you think it should be heard right away? If you're the committee, what do you want to hear in the first 2 bars?
I know probably the hairpin and like a little bit legato for the long notes, I guess.
Legato.
Yeah.
So connectedness.
Yeah.
And hairpin.
Yeah.
What about the sound in general or character in general? Something that you can start from beginning but can keep for the entire section. But you have to establish right away.
Like the character?
Yeah.
I would think a little bit hesitation, like melancholy, like moan. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a happy.
Not very happy.
It's a little bit of it's got a little bit of weight, right?
Yeah.
So, but without real literal physical weight.
Yeah.
From the bow to the string, but weight musically.
Yeah.
Right? So we cannot when we think of musical weight, do we think of longer phrase or shorter phrase? What would sound heavier to you without actual like?
I think shorter phrase.
Shorter phrase?
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of, so what would you do, maybe 4-bar phrase or a 2-bar phrase, or a bar is its own phrase? What do you hear in this music in the beginning?
Probably 2-bar
2 bars.
phrase.
Okay. Yeah. So let's try that and see if it works.
Sure.
See if it meets your expectations. Good. So that's the first section, and the same character stays until just now. I think that's how I hear you play. And I really like how you put the 2-bar phrases together, how you connected them, and it's already sounding with more weight than the run through to me.
Yeah.
I was wondering, here's next question. Now we have 2-bar phrases. Do you hear the second phrase more, heavier, or going somewhere farther than the first phrase?
Yeah, I do feel
progress.
The next one feel a little bit, I think, more urgent. Like you try to go somewhere. Yeah.
And then what about third and fourth? What comes next?
Probably release a little
Release.
bit.
So you go forward and then you come back a little and then you go forward again.
Yeah.
Is that how you think it works? Can we try that?
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll see if it works. We don't have we can always change back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. It's got slightly more layers.
Yeah, I think it's more organized.
Yeah, it's got some directions now, especially the first 4 phrases.
Yeah.
After the first 4 phrases, when we get to the dee da da dee da da dee da da dee da da, slightly different patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think do you think the character has changed from the first 4 phrases?
Yeah, I think there's like compared before, this has like more hope, like to lightness, things like that.
It's going somewhere higher.
Right.
Hope. I like the idea of hope. To go somewhere higher, farther, or just closer to the arrival point. Dun bum bum.
Yeah.
Whatever you call it. Do you want to get faster or not? But not in terms of accelerating.
Yeah, okay.
Really, the rhythm, the tempo is not changing. But do you want people to feel that you want to get there sooner?
Yeah.
Or do you want to just take your time, lay back? It's just 2 options. But if you pick one, you want to make it sound really clear to your listeners.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So if you want to try that, this little anxiety, right? But musically.
Okay.
Anxious.
Sure.
So I can't wait to get there.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But without getting faster, of course.
Got it. Yeah.
I have a little thing that I do to help me do that, which is to break the da 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 into 2 bows. That's just one thing I do to help me going through that.
Okay.
So instead of So instead of that, I want to feel anxious.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I see.
So
okay.
It's one thing you can do. You can break them into different groups.
Yeah.
Da 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 da, or da da. I don't know. People do different things.
Yeah.
Or you can stay in one bow, but something that tells people, here's when I start to have my hopes up.
So do you use those like these bars, like the dee dee da dee da and the this da dee da da, as like the fuel? I would say like the fuel to generate more power.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want more movement physically, so that more bow is so that how do I put this? So that I go through more bow.
Okay.
And it sounds like it's very, very full. And I have to fill up the space.
I see.
With more bow.
Got it. So maybe save a little bit at the beginning.
It sounds fuller that way.
Yeah.
But you can try different kinds of different lengths of bow, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then different parts of the bow. Sometimes for different bows for different instruments, the sound comes out differently.
Got it.
So we can try maybe this is the lower half of a bow, or maybe lower 2/3 of the bow for those notes.
Sure.
Yeah, and then see what happens. To see if we like the.
So lower 2/3 half of the bow for like these notes.
Yeah, just for the da 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 da.
Okay.
And then I also break those ones that follow them. So just because I break one, so I have to make it even and then go back. Some people do.
Yeah.
something you can try.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to start from right away?
Right there, yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's the it's already showing.
I think that's also easier to play.
Yeah, it's also and also you don't have to go back just for one eighth notes. You don't have to go just for that one note.
I see.
If that's what you want to do, you can just hook it with the with what's coming next. You can do that, and then another bow. Does that make sense? Yeah, just you can group them in any way you want, just so that it's always going somewhere.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
Let's try one more time, but without actually getting faster.
Okay. Yeah.
Think of where you're actually going. Think of that arrival point.
Yeah.
The dum buns, which is very stationary. So
Yeah.
think of that as
Okay.
you go there.
Sure.
Okay, one more time, same thing.
Yeah.
Good. That's very, very good. That part was so solid, yet so anxious. It's really good.
You want anxious?
Yes.
Okay.
It's anxious musically,
Uh-huh.
but you weren't letting it go away. You weren't letting it go there. You weren't letting it getting there before it should get there. So
Okay.
it's very, very good. The section after it, let's look at the articulation, because there are so many different options. So for all the 16th notes, how do we show them so that they sound different, shorter, especially shorter than the eighth notes? Because some of those are 16th notes, and then those are eighth notes. And then
right. Yeah.
this another one, and then that's an eighth note. So those are later than we feel like they should be.
I see.
They're 16th notes, and in Brahms, 16th notes, dotted rhythm with the 16th notes, it's got its own character. In Brahms music, we all hear it, da 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 da. It's the 16th notes should be so late.
Yeah, maybe long.
We don't even have to think about where they belong. To me personally, they stand by themselves.
Oh.
They
okay.
have their own characters. They have their own personalities.
Yeah.
Da da da. They stick out so significantly. Make them really stand out without getting longer, of course. But don't push them towards either the note before or after.
I see. So like one by one each note, make it clear, something like that.
Yeah. I think it's if nothing else, just think of them little later and little more independent.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I found it helpful to think of them as independent, right?
Yeah.
Articulation wise too. Do you want to try just that pickup?
Okay.
Yeah. So in that case, the 16th notes really stand out by themselves.
Yeah.
But without really getting into any other notes spaces
I see.
in time. So that's an eighth note. Make it really just ring and a little longer than its 16th notes. Something like that. Do you want to try just those four groups of those? I think it's really the bow grip. Ba-bum. Ba-bum. Yeah. Yeah, that's all there is, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Now, more generous with the eighth notes. Let it ring a little bit more. I think you're stopping them. But
Okay.
boom.
Yeah. So let it ring.
Yeah, and the 16th notes are just right, I think.
Okay.
Now just eighth notes being a little more.
I see. Sorry.
Yeah, that's very, very good. Did you like that?
Yeah, I like it very, but I still have some trouble playing this fortissimo place.
So first of all, what I do to make that little phrase stand out, not stand out, just more unique than what's before, because those da 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 for 4 times, actually the 4 times were 5 times, yeah. Da da di da da da. So I just kind of see this as an augmented phrase like that.
Oh, okay.
Because first of all, the rhythm just gets twice as long. But the 16th notes are still the 16th notes.
Yeah.
So it should sound bigger, but the 16th notes should sound even shorter, just because the longer notes before them are much longer compared to them. So a little bit of delay, but not really actually adding more time. We're still going with the rhythm, but it to us players, we have to remember them being really late. Da 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 da. Subdivide and also just lay back a little bit, because if you subdivide, that's subdivided.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, da da.
Yeah.
But this is even later.
Yeah.
there's no wrong answer here. We're just experimenting different things, and if you think that's how you hear it, then go for it. Then da 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 ba 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 ba, things like that. But bow grips on the da 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 da.
Yeah, I just find this grip is hard, especially for this note. Like the first one is okay, like this C is okay, but this G sharp, this G is I find it's very difficult.
Can you play it again?
Yeah.
Let me see what you. How about using all of the hair? Little better. It sounds from my perspective. It sounds fuller now. I wouldn't re-articulate. I think of these two as one motion.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, more grip on the C.
I see.
But then not re-articulate anything.
Okay. Yeah.
A little bit too soon, I think. If you want to subdivide, you can, and if that feels secure to you, that's something you can count on.
Yeah.
Definitely do that.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Sure.
7, and then
Okay.
go. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Does it feel better now? Is there?
Yeah, I feel
still
the
anything?
timing, like how do I say this? Like the time that I play the 16 notes is solid now, but I feel it's kind of lack of character because I'm counting so serious. Maybe I should.
For now, it's okay because sometimes we count faster when we're performing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Do maybe subdivided beats with subdivision.
Okay.
Would help.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, da. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, da.
Okay.
I think that will keep you grounded while you're a little nervous when you play. Your heartbeat gets up.
Right.
You'll count faster and faster.
Yep.
So subdividing that. Do you want to try just one last time?
Sure.
Just on that, see if it works.
Yeah.
I think timing is precise now.
Okay.
Yeah, just a matter of if you want to re-articulate each 16th notes. It's not written, so you can do whatever you want. It's just some people re-articulate them, separate. So that those notes don't sound wordy. A lot of times it's to help that.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go on from da da dee da da. Great. It's very good. The last part, I have nothing to say because it's so clear and in tune, and rhythm is very good. I would maybe losing the strength of it, the character of it just by repeating something. I encourage, myself included, to tighten it in some way.
Yeah.
So that it fights, it challenges that
I see.
losing, the losing battle. Either by tightening the articulation, the bow grip, something that you want to regain control, or yes, maybe a little louder, getting a little louder, but not obvious. We don't want people to hear, oh, we're adding a crescendo. No, we're not.
Yeah.
But just tightening.
Okay.
Right? So articulation, just something to think about, but
sure.
Nothing really that obvious and exaggerated. But overall, it's totally fine. I want to talk about the very, very soft part, because this is only different characters, significantly different character here for 4 bars.
Yeah.
And they're hooked, they're long phrase, and they're just out of this world. Right? We don't know how we get that. We just go right in. Right away. So it's something that it's like, I don't even have a good analogy, but before and after, both abrupt. Abrupt entrance and abrupt interrupted, basically, by what's coming next. So this is just something we want to isolate. We don't want to sound like we came from something before, because it's not coming from what's before.
Yeah.
So I hear you sort of shaping it, which is nice, by regaining more sound. I personally don't think that's necessary, because I think you can afford shaping it within what you had before.
Okay.
Without regaining something new and then
I see.
relax.
So just like completely
You can definitely, achieve that more and more relaxed, more and more whispering, I guess, character.
I see.
Just by itself, just by playing what's on the page.
Okay.
I think you can afford it. So do you want to try just coming from forte piano, and then even more diminuendo, longer diminuendo.
Sure.
Yeah, just leave it as it is. Yeah, that's totally fine. I think it's supposed to sound.
Okay, surprising.
Very surprising. Yes,
Okay.
surprising. That's the right word. It is a surprise.
Yeah.
No one saw it coming.
Okay.
And then just enjoy that moment.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let it be. Da 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 da. I would totally. I think you can also afford a little breath there. I don't mean extra time, but a clear breath. As if you're lost. You don't know what's coming next.
Oh, okay.
Of course, with better sound. So something that is, make it even more surprising for people.
Sure.
And there is no rush on getting into the next.
Cool.
People will be surprised, right? And I think all conductors. Have you played this orchestra before?
No.
Every conductor actually gives
Time.
a little comma there.
Oh, okay.
They have to raise the baton and
Yeah.
then put it down.
I see.
So
Okay.
there's that.
Uh-huh.
You can think of that
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
down. Yeah, something like that. Let's go from before that and then just come getting into it. Good. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's coming to a very. I mean, you already got there. Which
So
is
much.
which is you show completely that you understand what each little section means and what it means to the next section, what it's passing on to the next, and then the next one is achieving something that wasn't achieved before,
Yeah.
and then passing on to the next. I think
Okay.
this is what, because this is a passacalia, right? From beginning, 8 bars of winds and rests, just chords, and then getting into a variation. And this is I think second variation, with different registers and getting into more and more intense characters. But it's all just 8 bar, 8 bar, 8 bar.
Yeah.
Variations basically.
I see.
So yeah, so it's always good. It's always a good idea to break them down to 8 and then 4 and then 2, and then what's this 2 doing to 4 and to the next 2 bars, and then what's this doing to the next 2 bars, and then it's an 8 bar phrase. What is it? What's about this 8 bar phrase that is different from the next 8 bar phrase? I think it's something that is always so interesting, and it makes it interesting to hear something like this. So when we play it in auditions, we want people to hear right away, at least in the beginning of each 8 bar phrase, what we want to do with this 8 bar. This is what we see it. This is the color. This is the character. This is articulation.
Yeah.
We want to make that really
Okay.
clear right away. Is there any question?
I think I still have some trouble playing this soundle here.
The soundos.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are that's something new in that 8 bar
Yeah,
phrase,
that's
right?
new things.
I do a bow.
Oh.
I do a little more vibrato for sure.
Okay.
A little more bow for sure. Technically more vibrato and more bow, but also just letting the other notes go.
Okay.
The other notes following the sforzando.
Okay.
Right? Don't grab on to all of them.
Sure.
Just grab on
that
one with sforzando.
I see.
The rest of them are
really. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I
got it.
do. Do you want to try, see if it works on yours?
Sure.
Do you want to try a little lower on the bow, maybe towards the middle of it?
Okay.
Another option is that we don't retake. Just start the sforzando where you end on the. the left hand vibrato.
Yeah.
Everything else it's already in place. Left
Okay.
hand. Cherry on the top.
Sure.
Yeah. That sounded
Oh, that's much
really
better.
Yeah, it feels like it feels better. It's not forced. It's
Mhm.
just more vibrant.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I think that works.